Englewood is located on the south side of Chicago. Englewood taught me that you can't sit around and wait. Englewood taught me that if you want something, you have to go get it. You can sit around if you want to, but best believe this world is gonna pass you by. Englewood taught me that you're not guaranteed tomorrow. I watched a lot of my friends, unfortunately, get caught up in a bad lifestyle. Like I watched a lot of my friends, like people don't necessarily know because they hear the way I rap, they assume maybe I'm from somewhere else or that, you know, I'm from a nice neighborhood and I have a good perspective on things, but my perspective came from watching my friends fall into those traps. My perspective come from visiting Cook County and talking to my friends through a glass. My perspective came from writing them letters and them telling me not to get involved in the same stuff that they was just in. My perspective came from this reality that we was born in. It taught me basically, if you want to, you can chart this. You can get out of this if you want to. It's so little that somebody could tell me at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like I've heard everything. I've been called everything in the book. I've been talked about up and down beforehand, so I understand like now my skin is so thick, you got to do more than just tell me no. You got to do, even beating me down, you got to do more than that, because I've been jumped before too. That ain't nothing new. You got to do more than that. And that really builds you to be stronger than your circumstances. That's what I thank the city for. It may have been so harsh, and it took away pieces of my childhood and that innocence, but at the same time, it prepared me for this world because ain't nothing gonna sugarcoat nothing. I remember some of my earliest memories. One of my first memories was playing outside with my little Ninja Turtle van and some guy pulling up on these two girls walking up the street right in front of me, and he pulled out a gun on them and he said, "Bitch, you dead." And I remember thinking to myself, I gotta save my turtle van. But it was stuff like that. I remember seeing my friends get into a lot of negative things early on. I remember holding my first gun at 12, 13 years old. That was the norm. I was a late bloomer compared to some of my other friends. That's the type of reality that we seen, and we didn't know any better. We didn't think that it was any different, because when you grow up in your little bubble, you think everybody goes through that. And then you go outside of it and you be like, oh, people don't live like that. Oh, that's just us. You know, like I remember my uncle, thank God he's doing better now, but you know what I'm saying, he used to be addicted to drugs and used to take me out to crack houses and just leave me outside. To me, I thought that was what, when I would talk to other people about their family members, I didn't know until I got older. I was like, oh, that's not the norm. That's not something a kid should be going through. You see a lot of things. As kids, unfortunately, man, Englewood, we are like the kids that never were kids. You really don't get a chance to be that young, innocent child that kids in the suburbs are. Sometimes, you know, I was the only kid on my block who had two parents living with him. Immediately, I knew I was blessed. That's reality. All my friends didn't have fathers. Some of my friends didn't even have mothers. Some of their mothers was dealing with the neglect in different ways, you know what I'm saying? So you start to realize what the streets show you. They unfortunately got caught up in stuff like that, but you know, we still had good days. We still enjoyed it. Our childhood I still take my childhood over a lot of people's childhood any day. It made me work harder. It made me more responsible. It made me more appreciative to life because I know it could be gone any minute. So I don't take it for a joke. I take it so serious. You just gotta accept it for what it is and move on forward.
They wrote me a note first and said, man, I wanna propose to my girl doing this song and she performed the light.
But when my bunk was 2 bunks down from Yamson at the top, he was at the bottom. Next thing you know, you just hear, and he like, what the fuck? Oh, I'm tight right now.
The strip club culture of Detroit, period, and the slum village influenced a lot of records.
Follow your first mind sometime. Don't force the turn up sometimes. Because the turn up could probably possibly be your last turn up in certain cities like Chicago.